Well, hey everybody, it's Paul. Welcome to my channel and happy Halloween to everybody out there. I wonder if most people watching, do you celebrate Halloween where you live? I mean, not even celebrate, but I mean, is it a thing there? Like, it's pretty big here in America, but it's definitely changed. It's changed in so many ways since I was a little kid. One thing that hasn't changed, it was typical Michigan. I've lived in Michigan my whole life. Typical Michigan Halloween. One, it is raining. It has been raining non-stop for days. Not hard, mind you, but just a constant to where it's miserable. And it's cold. Right now we're like 38 degrees. And I remember always when I was a kid, it didn't matter like what kind of costume you had because you always had your winter coat over it. So it kind of took the fun out of a cool costume, except you could show your friends earlier. But the people didn't really get to see it. Sometimes they'd say, well, what are you? And you'd be like, cowboy, here's my guns. And those were fun days. So if I remember, being scared, you always had to have your parents look at everything because there's always some whack job that's going to put a pin in an apple or something like that. So you always want to check your stuff. I guess that stuff's still going on today. But I enjoyed going out. It was fun, I mean, we would. And I wasn't even that big on, there's only certain candies I like, Let me know what kind of candies you guys like. I like that Nestle Crunch bar thing that has the, was it rice or something in there that, you crunch. That's good. I mean, I can't have a lot of it anymore, but, and of course, Milky Way, I thought that was good, and Musketeers, not as good as the Milky Way, because the Milky Way had the caramel, but they're all good. But my favorite were the people that would give away money. I thought that was great. They'd give you a nickel and some pennies or whatever. And it was like, oh man, I think I like that better. I've always been cheap, It's like, I guess I always like the money better than the candy even. But it's really dying down here. Let me know, if you guys had a good turnout or any turnout. It's always like, I live down the dead end, and all my neighbors are pretty much snowbirds, so there's so many empty houses. Nobody comes down here. It just wouldn't be worth your while, It's like for one house. I mean, come on. I guess some neighborhoods, though, it's still fairly active. I don't know. It just seems like that's kind of like a dying thing. What I've noticed from when I was a kid, back then, it was all about the kids going out trick-or-treating and stuff, and the adults would walk with them or whatever. But now it has become almost more of an adult holiday. It's kind of flip-flopped. It's like the adults have taken it over. There's so many costume, and people spend good money on the costumes in parties. You go into the costume parties and whatever. I mean, at least when I was a kid, I don't think that was such a big deal. I think that's kind of one of the things that's changed. But the whole trick-or-treating just seems like it's kind of archaic, kind of obsolete. People trying to keep the tradition alive or whatever. But it was always cute to see the little kids coming up, but it's just too bad, Everything changes. That's what the longer you live, the clearer it becomes. Everything changes. Sometimes for the better, sometimes for worse. I remember we never, like, when I was, 10, 8, 12, never having, like, a fancy costume. It's just, like, a cowboy was, like, a default thing because, it seemed like everybody had, like, a little Western hat and a little six-shooter, a cap gun you could take. It didn't take much to be a cowboy, But I remember, putting on some of the different makeup stuff or whatever, and, I don't know why cowboys, I don't know why it was put. Oh, I couldn't see senior moment. I was like, trying to think, why would a cowboy be putting on makeup? I mean, John Wayne, was he wearing makeup? But I was putting on, for the mustache, I always did, and I can still, to this day, had a, kind of just a unique smell to it, the stuff that you'd put on, or, so those are in the fake blood, everybody have fake blood and such, and we'd take a a pillowcase and go around, because, like, paper bag was like the alternative. We didn't have a fancy plastic pumpkin or nothing. So we take pillowcases and just go and go and go and try to fill that sucker up. It'd get heavy. But it was fun times. So I hope you guys had a really good Halloween. If you care to let me know how you guys did it, how things went, where you're at, that'd be cool. Till next time, we'll see yous.